Welcome back. When people hear self-care, they often think about spa days or maybe a quick little vacation, but it's much more than that. Health experts say self-care is important, but it doesn't always mean taking a break. Joining me now is Dr. Jennifer Adams with HCA Health One. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Hi, thanks.
Okay, so let's talk about self-care. When people hear self-care, like I mentioned, spa days, maybe getting your eyebrows done, your hair done, what does it really mean?
Well, one of the great things about this campaign about Self-Care Awareness Day is that it's really trying to rebrand self-care as healthcare and thinking about it beyond just the idea of the spa day or the massage, but thinking about it as the small things that we do every day and how we can kind of incorporate that into our daily lives.
Why is this so important, especially if people are probably like, I'll just put it off. I don't need to do a self-care day today.
Well, if we don't kind of check in with ourselves and do those self-care efforts, it can have a cumulative effect and create a lot of stress on our bodies, take a toll on our well-being. And oftentimes as adults, we're caring for a lot of other people and we sort of put ourselves at the bottom of the list. And so today is sort of just an opportunity to check in with ourselves, see what we need, and then maybe think of a small way to kind of bring that into our day.
Especially when we are working, probably moms have to take their kids to school, their soccer practice or anything like that. You're always on the go, go, go. You don't really think about yourself. When you think about self-care, like I mentioned earlier, we think about like these days that we can just enjoy, like vacation or just like doing absolutely nothing. Would you consider that self-care as well?
Absolutely, but that's sort of like big effort self-care as opposed to the kind of self-care that we can do just in small bits. And one of the things about vacations or the big spa day, those larger efforts, I think it sets up a lot of expectations that if we don't accomplish it in the right way, whatever that right way seems to us, then it creates an opportunity to fail. So really what we want to do is just create tiny little opportunities that we can do each day, check in with ourselves, ask for help or accept help if somebody offers it to you, and just do the small things, you know, making sure you're hydrated and all of those things that sort of support your wellness.
For example, hydration, very important. You definitely need to be drinking water. If people are not doing this or not doing little things that we need to be doing every day and making it a habit, is there a risk to this?
Again, just that cumulative effect of how that stress it piles up in our minds and in our bodies from that. You know, you mentioned parenting a moment ago, and I think of self-care in a lot of ways is very similar to almost like self-parenting. When you think of, you know, a parent who's very caring of their child, they're making sure they go to bed on time and they eat their vegetables and go to their doctor's appointments, and that's really what self-care is all about.
Yeah, no, I've heard and talked to moms that they're like, we're just always on the go, 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 that we don't even think about eating or like drinking water. They just have to get things done real quick.
Yeah, and you're just moving so quickly from one thing to the next.
What are some self-care basics that people often overlook sometimes?
I think one of the big things that we overlook is just that checking in with ourselves and sort of assessing what is it that I need today. You know, some days it might be that we need more sleep or more rest. Other days it might be that we need to connect with friends and kind of get out of our bubble and have some social connection with others. And so self-care doesn't always look like the same thing each day.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I learned something new with you today. We're going to be right back after the break.